15th.
It's going.
It's going?
Yes, it's going.
Okay. Now, I don't have a way to look at anything.
You're going to have to wait just a second.
Hold on, people. Stay with us. Ooh, that's just balancing. Don't move the truck. Don't move the... Oh, what was that?
It's the hitch.
Oh.
It's okay.
All right, people, we got to start over. Mama, grab your thingy. You can go on there.
I'm trying very carefully not to move around.
I can use this one.
You can. You want to?
Yeah.
The board.
Okay. Here's the scoop, people. I hope you came back. Who's watching? Oh, that looks great, though. Okay.
The internet here rocks with our data.
All right. Well, here's the scoop, guys. Welcome to another exciting,
soon-to-be
classic edition of the Home Family Bigness Stead. Big Stead. Okay. Recap quickly so you know where we're at. You want to get that one going, Mama?
Oh, I guess so.
Here's the scoop. We thought we had internet earlier today. Then Prepsteader Bob said, nope, I got a better place. It's the most rocking internet in the whole city, and it was at our McDonald's. And the McDonald's said, sure, you can go on into the play place. You know, you can use the internet in there, no big deal. Well, then we get in there, and it's just Prepsteader Bob and us. And we're like, 15 minutes before the show, this is gonna be great. And then two kids come in with a mom. And I explained to the lady, I was like, look, we're gonna do a live show, and your kids can be kids and have fun and hoot and holler, we won't care. But just so you know, if they go behind us, they'll be on a live stream.
Right.
And they're like, she's like, oh, okay. But then like 20 more people came in. And they're all eating, and the kids are going off the walls.
It says Megan happy.
That's funny.
Yeah, the Siri.
Siri got it wrong. So, all that to say, we have stuff and things to discuss. And what's really funny is that the phone is doing the live streaming.
Yeah.
And if we move too much, it will definitely fall.
Yeah.
Because it's not strapped in right.
I have a rubber band in my bag that I can strap the phone
Let's just
to,
leave it, unless there's a problem. Hey, Jilly girl, my voice is sounding a little bit better. I feel a lot better. The antibiotics have been working. It's just I don't shut up.
Right.
So, if I did.
Julie says, who's Megan? He meant to say mega happy live stream.
Mega happy
not
live stream.
Megan happy.
But we were in a hurry
we'll
and did not correct it. Okay, Goose Landing and Roy. The problem is I can't give explosions since I'm not using this to stream with. It's going straight from our phone. But I promise you, I will figure this nonsense out and we will have it next week. You are going to have, Hiroshima and Nagasaki and all the test sites combined times 10. We're going to have mega explosions.
It's craziness.
It's craziness.
Yeah.
Brad, do you have pneumonia again or bronchitis?
Bronchitis.
Bronchitis. Yeah. Yep.
Can't hardly hear you.
Yep.
I'm very sorry. I'm hoping that you can hear us better.
Yep. We're trying to talk loud. We are actually in a van. So here we go. Ready. Yeah, exploding Christmas trees. That's an absolute excellent idea. Okay, stuff that went on this week. Just a quick recap. I got to play in church today.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I used to do the whole leading the worship scene thing, and that was really great. But when you don't have to have any of the responsibilities that go behind it, you show up, my music's on the stand.
Yep.
I don't have to worry about whether the drummer's doing something stupid or if your lead diva singer's gonna show up. I just get to play, and that's awesome.
You don't have to worry about any of the logistics.
Richard Barnes, naughty boy. You got a lot to say after not speaking for a week.
That is true.
Nah.
That is true.
So other stuff.
Goodness.
Today and last night, we got a wicked snowstorm.
Yes. And it has been crazy. The wind gusts have been like, 35, 45 miles an hour. Sustained winds at 18 miles an hour. We got probably 6 inches of snow. But it's mostly most of it got blown away, and there are some drifts here and there. Like in front of the barn door is about a foot of snow going into the barn. So we didn't get a chance to shovel that today.
Cat lover, referring to a Saturday Night Live skit. I live in a van down by the river.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Matt Foley. I am a motivational speaker.
Oh my
Here's you, here's me.
goodness.
So yeah, we've been enjoying it. Other stuff. We got our bus fired up. We got it into the machine shed, and today
we got half of the bus torn out. Not torn out, okay?
removed.
Removed, because we took our drills and we unscrewed all of the screws, and we're going to reuse as many of those cabinets as possible.
Yeah.
A lot of them can be under bunks,
Yep.
under couches.
Yep.
This is going to be just beautiful, guys. I cannot wait.
She's been just,
So giddy.
you know, absolutely grabbing tools and stuff, and I'm like, who the heck are you?
There was, and you guys will see this in a video, but I had this one cabinet, I swear, I wanted to curse at it. It was really irritating me. It was not coming out. We finally did get it out though.
Yeah, and it was really cool because once we could figure out how they were screwing all this stuff together and where they were hiding the screws
Yeah.
and bolts, then it was just like, okay, we got this.
Yeah, and Caleb was there. He got a drill, a Black & Decker drill for his birthday, and he
Yeah.
had the best time unscrewing things from the wall and unscrewing the cabinets. He did so great. This little kid is 10 years old.
Oh, he was out there working right there with us.
Oh yeah, him and Hope were out there just busting up stuff and just getting it done. It was great.
There's just so much going on. How about the adapters, Tammy? I'm assuming you mean for the power?
Yes, probably for the power.
No dice yet.
No, we found a 50 amp to a 30 amp and then a 30 amp to a 15 amp.
But none of them worked.
The 50 amp would not fit our plug. I believe it's a really old one.
Yeah.
Old being when the bus was built in 2006. So we're gonna just go ahead and cut those wires and get a new 50 amp plug. Possibly a 30 amp. We're not exactly sure if it'll work, but
Right.
we're gonna replace that plug and get a new one. So
Goose Landing, when are we getting the bus unwrapped? Saturday in the park. I think it was the 4th of July. No, this Saturday.
yes, this coming
This-
Saturday, we're so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a whole video, and we're going to do a video on thank you to the business that
Yep.
did this for us.
Yep.
A big, he's a big deal.
He's a big deal.
He has many leather-bound books. His home smells of rich mahogany.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, other stuff. Grace's cow. Praise God, the funds have been raised.
Yep. We got the money. We're gonna order the cow next week.
Yep.
Yep.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, our daughter Grace, she's got cerebral palsy. She eats through a G tube, and when we started giving her raw food, raw milk, the Thrive Life food ground into a powder and mixed into her food, she doesn't get sick anymore.
No.
And I'm here to tell you, for years she'd get pneumonia 4 times a year,
At least.
3 times a year.
At least, yeah. So, and then this past February, I don't know exactly how it happened, but the flu came home to the house. Okay.
Yeah. And we were freaking out.
And we were really flipping out. Okay. It was okay. This could be really scary. But everybody got sick in the house. He got it really bad.
I was down for a month.
A month. He had it for a month. I got it for a week and a half. You know, all the kids had it for at least a week, except for Grace. Grace had it for 2 days.
Yeah, she just was like fever and then gone.
It was fantastic. She had the moringa, she had the yogurt, she had vitamin C.
Thrive Life, healthy
She had
stuff.
the Thrive. Oh my goodness. She was sick for 2 days. That ought to tell you guys what we should be eating, right?
Let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food.
Exactly.
And so yeah, we
Yes.
so in terms of Grace, she really had a desire to get another family, a cow, through the World Vision program.
Yep.
And they're great. They basically go to these places in need and they revitalize an entire community. They don't just like drop a cow in one family's lap. They go in and find the needs of the whole community.
Yep.
And then they do that one at a time. And so Grace wanted to raise that money, and she basically said, well, I can make these bracelets. Maybe people will want to make a donation for the bracelet, and she could use that money to get the cow.
Yes.
And so this week, thanks to you guys, she made that goal.
Yep.
So we're going to be, I guess, ordering the cow.
I know, it sounds weird to order a cow.
Yeah, we're ordering a cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's going to be coming up this week, and we wanted to share that with you because this week also we're going to do an update on Grace's health.
Yes. Yes.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's pins in her leg that we got to talk about. There's all kinds of stuff, but that'll be for a later date. Now, Mama, I need you to talk to Ray or Roy about an update on their little beef cow, Mr. E.
Mr. E is doing fantastic. He is eating grain and hay and drinking that milk. And well, actually, it's funny because when we went to the milk replacer, he wouldn't drink it. So
It wasn't warm.
No, it was warm.
Oh,
It was warm. It
not
was.
in the beginning.
Yes, it was. But he didn't like the taste. So what we did, we're suckers for animals, right?
Half and half.
It's half milk replacer. So he's eating great. He's drinking 3/4 of a gallon in the morning and at night, and is growing like, oh, excuse me,
A weed. Hey,
So-
TJ Miller. How you doing, Swamp Creek? Hi. Okay, so yeah, Mr. E is rocking it, and he's cute, and he is not a bull anymore.
No. Roy and his wife, well, I should say Roy. No, it wasn't a
He
snip.
got all
Intimate with the
in
cow.
there.
Stop it.
What?
Stop it.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Stop it.
I don't
do
know.
not do that.
What?
Let's just say that. Just stop.
Oh, you're talking about the banding. I got it.
Yes, Roy banded the cow.
He got up in there. And
No, the
the blaff.
calf.
The
He
clow.
banded the calf.
The clow.
Maybe you should go back to being sick.
Maybe I'll go in there and play in the play place.
That would be more fun.
I'll have more fun.
Yeah. Yeah, he had help.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, you know what, though? It's kind of funny because I guarantee you people driving by are like, what in the heck is going on in that weird white van?
At least it's not rocking, and the windows are not steamed.
Yet,
No, they won't be.
says who?
Stop.
Anyway, other stuff, guys.
Oh my goodness gracious.
It's, you know, one thing that we found out this week.
I'm talking about Grace, or Dave C video says Grace is buying a cow and Christa is about to have a cow.
So
Yes.
true.
Yes.
You have no idea how true that is on many, many, many levels and times of the week.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we learned something important about our Ford 8N tractor this week.
Yeah.
Just hold on.
I'm sorry. It's funny.
We learned something, that if you try to start it and there's not gas in it, it won't run.
Yeah. No.
There it
not at
is.
all.
The simple truth. We're sitting there going, man, it almost fired.
Yeah. It started and then it quit.
And then
Well,
we-
there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
There was no gas in it, and the gas that was left that started it in the beginning was left in the lines.
Well, and here's the problem that we're actually having. It's got a leak somewhere because every time I go out there and use it, I'm only using the dang thing for 15, 20 minutes. But I put in like 3 gallons of gas every time.
Yeah. Well, that's a waste of money, and it's a hazard out in the
Really?
barn.
Really?
You want to do this by yourself?
Where are you gonna go? That way?
Yep.
She's gonna climb through the window.
I'll go out this way.
Okay.
It'd be nice.
Did the funnel work good? It would have had I remembered to bring it from the garage.
Pretty much. Tractor's out in the machine shed, and the funnel is in the
Yeah.
garage. In a nice, safe place.
What is that?
Because it's in the garage, and it's in a nice, safe place.
We'll take care of you. Put it in a nice, safe place for you. Don't you worry.
Oh, I forgot there's lights. Oh,
Look at
that's
that.
right.
Is that better? I think it looks worse.
No, it's fine.
There.
Look at there.
The aliens are coming down. Blinded by the light.
Kidding.
Okay. It is, no, one more thing, guys. Okay. Today is December 2nd? 3rd?
2nd.
2nd. And I got to tell you, when you work at a church through Easter or Advent and then into the Christmas season, one thing is really, 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 really hard to do is to get any semblance of Christmas spirit for your family.
Yeah.
Because if you're in a position of leadership, it is a stressful time because everything has to be right. I mean, and I'm not busting on people who don't go to church all the time, but the fact of the matter is attendance goes through the roof during Christmas and Easter.
Yeah.
And so you're trying your hardest to get those people to go, you know what, that was pretty cool, I'll come back. And so there's a lot of stress and there's a lot of extra work that you have to do. And all the time when I was working at the church, I mean, I enjoyed it and I loved it. But when you got home, it was just like, okay, what's the next thing? I don't want to miss out. I've got to make sure everything's right.
Right, exactly.
And you just can't shut off.
Right.
And I got to tell you, today, I was like, Christmas is going to be great. I was like looking at the tree going, that's pretty awesome. Wait a minute. What else have we? I could make Chex Mix.
And he did.
I could make cookies.
Yeah, we haven't done that yet.
I'm like, kids, let's go throw snowballs at people. Poor Don, he didn't even know it came.
No,
He didn't know what was happening. We just
He
came
did
over,
not.
pulled up on the ATV and like, hey Don, Merry Christmas. Whack, whack, whack. That part's not true.
All right, I have to turn the heat off.
Yeah, I didn't know why you
It's-
turned it on.
I didn't turn
I'm
it on.
sweating in here.
I
You're
did
gonna knock
not-
the camera,
I
baby.
am not gonna knock the
She's
camera.
knocked your
Turn
camera.
this off and just gonna turn that up.
Hey, let's just open the door.
No, shut the door. It's fine.
Oh, the camera almost fell.
And he's telling me I'm gonna knock the camera down.
Yes, yes, yes. I don't know what just happened here. Okay, so how's the well doing? Or wait, how's the well? What was
No,
that?
Debbie, don't worry, the car's running.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, no, it's on.
No, it's on.
Oh, what was that one up here? I couldn't.
What was it? What were you looking at?
Sam says Brad install a shut-off valve between the tank and carb on the tractor. Sam, you were a genius. And you know what? My hat's off to you. Kudos, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right.
Welcome to the sweat lodge.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So,
Too funny.
but anyway, I don't know if you've been excited about Christmas, but I've just been giddy.
Yes and no. I mean, I'm excited for the kids and, you know, to celebrate the birth of Christ, and it's all the stuff that comes along with Christmas that I'm not excited about.
Brad,
So.
get it together, as Tara would say. That's really funny. She would.
Yeah, she would.
She would. They're great people, by the way.
Yeah.
So anyway, oh my gracious, it's worse. We started so late. We're gonna have to really
Yeah.
get cranking down here.
We did put heat tape on the
We did.
spigot out in the barn.
Yep,
Or the
yep, yep.
hydrant, whatever it is.
Yeah, water well working with the heating element.
So
Yes.
far, so good.
Yes.
So, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has come to that portion of the evening where you are not only allowed to shamelessly plug any channel you want, even your own, as long as we keep the channel shout out section going. You can start typing, you can start shouting, and on your mark, get set, go. She's going to start to read as many as she can. Go, go, go.
Heaven's Gate says, I've heard of parking, but this is a first.
That's funny. Gilbrook Farm, Adaptive Maritimer, Fundamental Home, Pepper Swan.
Destin Dean Channel out of Goshen, Deep South Homestead, going batty.
How do-
Okay, thinking of others. PNC Atkinson.
Going out of
Gilbrook
Goshen.
Farm. Going out of Goshen. Gilbrook Farms, Fundamental Faith, Swamp Creek Cabin, out of Goshen, 1870s
Out of
homestead.
Goshen.
Stewart Acres.
Get out of
Life-
Goshen.
Life in Beagle Road, Country Tree Girl, NYZ Outdoors, Life in the UP,
Off Creek
Bandana
Goshen.
Grandma, stop. Swamp Creek Cabin, 2 family, Step 1 Survival,
Living
Prep
like
Center,
Goshen.
Adventure Demo Dawn 2018, Bandana Grandma, Gaither.
I wish I
Vivo.
Goshen.
Stop it. Fouch family off-grid.
Homestead Tessie.
Living on a dime.
That sounds fun.
Freaked frugal? Or is it?
Freaked frugal.
Survival on purpose. McCoy's Oak Hill Farm. Deep South Homestead. Homestead Tessie. Prepper Bob. Andy's Backyard and Shop.
The Weekend Homestead.
The Frey
Boom.
Life. Lori family.
Okay, here we go.
Living like Claire.
Alrighty, here's our addition to the channel shout out evening. Now here's the thing. Usually we have been in the habit of shouting out a channel, but we work and experience a lot of people that you guys may not get to see just because you're not either local or you don't know the same folks as we do. And so once in a while, we like to just shout out either a ministry or a business or a nonprofit.
Yep.
And that's the way it's going to be tonight.
Yep.
If you don't know, we have a real heart for veterans. Everyone who has served, honestly, hats off to you. We're a very grateful family, and we try as hard as we can to make sure that everybody in our family, kids, and everybody knows that freedom doesn't come for free. There's blood, sweat, and lives that go into that, and we need to be grateful for those who serve and will serve. And so when we get a chance to partner with anybody dealing with the vets, whether it's the VA, different memorials, we're all about it. I mean, living like Claire, our daughter, Hats for Vets, I was so proud when she did that. But tonight's channel shout out, or just regular shout out, is called High Ground. And they are a memorial spot in Neillsville, Wisconsin. So open up another tab. I need you to do me a favor, at least 20 of you. Please, please, please. Open up another tab, and the
website is thehighground.us.
We're going to say that again.
thehighground.us.
Please open another tab. Because what I would like for you to do is, a friend of ours named John, he is the top dog there.
Yep.
And we, as Big Family Homestead and the Self-reliant roadshow, are partnering with them so that we can bring a lot of awareness to what they're doing there.
Yes.
And he's like, yup, love it.
That's awesome.
And this is a way that we can give back just a small bit for those who've served. So if you will please type John a letter just saying, heard about this on the Big Family Homestead last night.
Yep.
Want you to know we support you.
Yes.
So John, go on their website. I don't know where you're going to find the actual email address, but it's thehighground.us.
Yep. Claire put a link up there.
She did.
Yep.
So please, 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 and thank you. All right, last thing, and then we're going to get actually to the meat and potatoes of the evening. Here's the scoop. I want you guys to know that we read every single comment that comes in on all of our videos.
Yep.
We're not that busy yet. I mean, as the channel grows, it gets harder. And that's why I'm explaining what I'm getting ready to explain. We read every comment, but we really don't have time to respond to all of them. So we try really hard to respond to ones that, like, I don't even know how you would put it, like the ones you feel like you should respond to. Not that any comment's not as important, just the ones that we're like, oh, okay, that's a question I can answer real fast. But we take it very seriously.
Yes, we do. We do answer as many of the comments as possible. We cannot get to all of them, but we do read all of them. So Brad does most of the comments, but there's once in a while, if it's a cooking thing, say, hey, hon, will you check out these comments?
One for me.
Take these comments because you can answer these questions a lot better than I can. So.
But we just don't want you to think that if your comment doesn't get answered,
Right.
It's because we don't care. That is not the truth. It's just because we don't have time.
Right.
Okay, one more thing, then I'm going to get to the meat and potatoes. I know that there's a lot of you guys out there who either have channels or want to start creating content, and I wanted to tell you about a deal that I'm personally selling. I have a Canon XA10 high def camera with all the goodies. It's got all the, you know, you don't have to have tapes, you don't have to have anything, record straight to the hard drive. This is a professional camera. I paid $1,400 for it. eBay says they're worth about $900, but I'm thinking I want to sell it for $400. I'm going to put it on our store tomorrow, the Big Family Homestead store. But there's one little issue that's really not an issue, but I'm going to describe it there. So if you want to make content and you need something better, this might be a good option for you. Also selling this professional, it's called a Video Pro Rode mic. They sell for $200. I'll be happy if I get
Tim is asking, the Adaptive Maritimer is asking, does it have a fisheye lens?
It does not have a fisheye lens, but it does have a really good lens, and it's not scratched.
That is true.
And it's also got, guys, this is one of the cool things. It's got the professional audio connectors, so you can actually use real good microphones. You're not stuck with what's in the camera.
Yeah.
But I will put all that in the description tomorrow. But if you're looking for something, this is less than a quarter of what you'd pay.
Yeah.
All right, commercial done. Now, let's get to what I really wanted to get to.
Okay. Which is?
Our list.
A list?
We have lists
You
for our
and your
lists.
list, man.
I've got lists for lists. Okay, I'm buddies with a man named Stu. And no, not Disco Stu from The Simpsons,
Stu.
but Stu. And Stu has a preparedness, like, what do they call those things? Podcast. But he also is on several radio stations, and he's actually syndicated on a bunch of different stations for, he calls it the Money and Change Show. And he deals with a lot of, obviously, financial stuff, but he also deals with a lot of world issues that can affect our currency and world issues that could affect our way of living in the United States.
Wow.
And so he's connected with a lot of people, and he put something out, and I got this in the email, so I can't, it's not my credit, it's his. He put together this, a December preparedness to-do list. And I wanted to go over a few of these things because so many people, when you say preparedness or, you know, prepper, people flip out and they think you're like hoarding guns and live in a bunker or in a white van in front of a McDonald's. Oops.
There's that.
Did I go there?
There's that.
But almost every daggone thing on this list, I go, yeah, that's practical.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's practical.
Yep.
I should know how to do that.
Yep.
I don't know how to do that. So I am going to go ahead and tomorrow I'm going to put this entire list, if YouTube will let me, in the description of the video. And if they won't let me, because I know there's a limited amount of space, then I'll probably try to link it to like a Google PDF or something, and I'll just put the link.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to have time to go over all of these,
No.
but there's so much meat and potatoes here. And so, Mama, why don't you find one that you think is a good one? This is stuff he says, you know, in December, try to get these things done.
Yeah. Okay, what is an emergency telephone tree?
Actually, I don't know. I think that's who you would call in event of an emergency.
Okay, I figured that's what
Okay,
it
so
is.
what does he say? You gotta,
It just says practice your emergency telephone tree.
I actually don't know.
Yeah, I don't, that's why I was asking.
I'm just assuming. Oh, and if you guys, I don't know if you can see behind us, but I think a lot of those kids are leaving now. They were in the play
good.
place.
Good.
We can't go back in there.
No, we cannot.
But Prepstead Bob will be able to have a good show.
Okay, here's a good one. This applies to you. Keep on top of your dental care. Make that appointment.
And guess who has? This guy right here. And I'm here to tell you, I am not a fan of dentists.
No, he has had some really horrible experiences.
The only experiences I've had have been bad.
I'm actually cold now.
Oh, jeez. She's having hot flashes, guys.
No, I'm not having hot flashes.
You're
It
going
just-
through the change, Mama.
I went too
The
cold on
change. You're just going to have to accept it. You're going to have to accept the change. So we don't know what an emergency phone tree is. Somebody say. All right, now here, this is a great one. Do you have enough prescription medications on hand to get through a long winter storm?
Right.
Excellent advice.
Right.
It's not even something I have.
No, you don't. You actually just ran out of one of them, and we need to get them refilled.
Oh, you know what? Okay, time out. They're talking about dentists. I got to share a story with you. This is hilarious. This is why I don't go to dentists, because of my last experience, which was in Ohio. I've maybe been to the dentist 5 times in my life. And every time they're like pulling out wisdom teeth and then they mess it up.
The worst one you had was in Florida.
Dry sockets.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I finally break down in Ohio and I'm like, I'll go to the dentist. And we find a place that'll take our insurance. And I'm in there, and the dude seems like an okay dude. And he's in there like, you know, and you're drooling and trying to make conversation that's intelligible.
Yeah, it's really not a good idea.
Oh, hang on.
And your face is half asleep.
But anyway, he's in there scraping away and doing his thing. And then he proceeds to tell me he just got out of federal prison.
Yeah, for tax evasion.
I'm like, and you're going, I can't leave now, can I?
No, I'm kind of stuck with.
I'm here against my will.
Pain medicine in my, mouth, and oh my goodness gracious, it was.
He was one of those guys that tried to get the government to say he doesn't have to pay taxes anymore. I think it was like Primerica or something like that. But
who knows?
Not the best conversation to have with a dude with a very sharp instrument in your mouth.
No, that's too funny.
So anyway, back to the list. Here's a really good one. Put together an inventory sheet for food and supplies in your house.
That's a good idea.
That's supremely practical.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And very wise.
Yes. Okay. Now this is something that's the kids are actually doing right now. Have fun with the family and braid paracord into bracelets. The kids do that. They
Yes,
like
they do.
doing that. We have to buy them paracord a couple times a month because they go through, several hundred feet and and it's like, okay, what are you guys doing with all these paracord bracelets?
Yeah.
So they're just having fun. I think Grace wants to make a belt. So
A belt?
A belt, yeah.
Should we fashion it out of yak skin?
No. She wants to make it with paracord.
Yarn.
No.
Yarn.
No.
How about we get those like that rug art where you just make like a hideous thing that sits on the wall that's like
She's
a
got
kitten.
some of those.
You just wrap it up.
Yeah, she's got some
Belt.
of
Done.
those. Stop. You're such a nut bar. All right.
Tell a few more.
Here's another one. Can you survive winter weather?
Excellent question.
Inside or outside? Outside? No. I don't want to be outside in the winter weather.
Yeah. So, other ones. Pick a few out. Don't worry about that. I got that.
Okay. Start collecting more research materials about prepping. Find an indoor exercise program you like.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you say, well, I don't have any exercise equipment, I can't handle without equipment.
You got all that?
Just lift your bags of sugar. Curl them.
I mean, there's lots of things that you can do exercise-wise where you don't have to have any equipment.
And here's the deal, guys. I'll bet you if you go on a Craigslist in the free section, there's probably tons of treadmills and bikes and whatnot.
Right now.
This time of the year.
Right.
Because everybody's going, forget the diet. I don't care. I don't care. So,
Oh, no.
what?
Albany Mountain Homestead says, my spine surgeon is in prison, and it wasn't for tax evasion.
Dun, dun,
Yikes.
dun.
I don't want to know what happened, but oh my, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Other things, free equipment on Craigslist, it's there all the time. But
Yeah.
even if you didn't have that, you could tie a bunch of rubber bands together, wrap them around your waist, and run away from the wall where it's like hanging on. It'd be kind of like Wile E. Coyote, right? Super genius. No? Is the
I'm gonna
parking
drink
lot?
my hot chocolate now.
Is the parking lot getting to me?
Yes.
It's just the parking lot talking. It's just the parking lot talking. Don't worry. Here's another great one. I like this actually a lot. Learn how to siphon gas out of a car.
Well,
You don't have to drink it.
I know, but yeah.
Learn how to siphon gas out of a car. It's a perfectly good idea. If you got stuck in a snowstorm or whatever situation you're in, there's a million ways that you could get yourself mobile when it's safe. But you got to learn those things. Hey, what about you guys?
Julie's saying, seriously, the fumes must be getting to both of you.
Yeah.
No, the windows are closed. We're good.
Yeah. So, other ones, these are great. I like, oh, here's a good one. Teach your family or yourself how to get out of the house in case of a fire.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Do you have a plan?
Right.
Would your kids just sit there and scream?
Right.
Would you know what to do?
Right.
Have I talked to you about it? Have you talked to me about it?
Oh, yes. We talk about it all the time.
How do they get out?
Right. Right.
What to do if the door is hot?
Right.
All those things.
Jump out the window. A broken leg is better than nothing. Better than
dead.
dead. Here,
Yeah.
there was another one I saw in here. It was great. So those of you who have gardens, plan your landscaping for the spring, where you can plant fruit trees, or get your seeds in order. You know, figure out what you're going to plant, where you're going to plant it. That's a great winter project because that takes weeks.
It is. Tyler Woods has got a great comment. Learn how to siphon gas out of your neighbor's car.
Yes.
You are a pastor. Shame on you. Bad, Tyler. Naughty Tyler.
It's funny, honey. It's funny.
I know, it's all in fun. What to do if you get gas in your mouth? Spit it out.
Yes, yeah, be careful.
Blah, 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 blah.
Don't inhale it.
But what do you guys think? Add to the conversation. What are some things that you think would be a good December get prepared kind of list?
For winter.
Winter is
here.
coming.
No, it's here. Stock up on extra batteries.
Oh, here's a great one. Do you know the symptoms of frostbite and hypothermia? Would you know how to treat frostbite and hypothermia? I have no idea.
I know last year, Claire actually got frost nip on her fingers. It was to the point where, I can't remember, she described it somehow, where it was just really hard and calloused on the tips of her fingers.
We didn't realize it.
Mm-mm.
We did not know the symptoms. Now
Nope.
we know.
Yep.
That's an excellent time. Oh, here's something cool. This is for everybody. Spend quiet time writing about all that you're thankful for.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I think that should be in every day of the
Yeah,
year.
Definitely.
You know, every day of the year for that.
Yep.
You know what? You just gave me a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
If we end up being able to own the home that we are currently lease purchasing, I want to put up in my studio every day, right on the walls, what I'm thankful for every day.
There you go. That'd be awesome.
That would be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine, like 2 years from then, and you go back and maybe you're having a hard time, walk into that room and go, oh, how God has cared for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a cool thing.
That's a good idea.
Thank you, Stu. Disco Stu.
Stu.
Here you go. Buy at least 4 5-gallon water containers.
Yep.
Water. There's not a lot you can't do without it.
Right.
You know, you got to have the water.
Dave C. Video says, but where would you put your flags and posters?
All around them.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of room.
Yeah. Well, he could write underneath it and then always just move the flag.
But I am thinking about getting another guitar.
No.
She says no, and I
No.
say, I can't help myself,
Lots
baby.
of things we have to do. No.
I'm selling my toys to get a guitar. It's not like I'm selling the tractor to buy a guitar.
No, it's my tractor. You can't sell it.
If I'm selling my guitars, I can get another guitar. See?
All right.
Work
Learn
with
how
me,
to make
people.
a hobo stove from a
Yes.
number 10 can.
Yes, excellent one.
Yes.
Anybody got one? Who can top that one? Okay. Make a meal using only your storage food.
Ooh, that's easy for us.
Yeah, Thrive Life.
Our Thrive Life stuff
We
is
eat like
awesome.
we eat like the gourmets. It doesn't make any sense why it's spelled like that, gourmet.
No.
Must be the French.
Mm-hmm.
It's their idea. Okay, here's another one. Oh, this one. This one, I think that if Prepsteader Bob, if you're watching, this one I think you need to put on your top 5 list, bro. It says here, learn the best ways for you to deal with stressful and difficult people. That's for you there, Prepsteader Bob. Learn the best ways for you to deal with stressful and difficult
That's really
people.
Funny.
But first he's gonna have to put the mirror down and, you know.
Oh,
Ooh, snap, snap, snap.
Oh my.
So
Yes.
yeah,
Okay, M. Joan is giving very wise advice. Do not eat the yellow snow.
it's not lemon.
No, it is not lemony fresh. No.
That would be terrifying.
Oh my goodness gracious.
When you realize, the moment you realize that's not
Ooh,
snow.
Salty.
Yuck. Yeah, Mike. Actually, Mike DeFazio, I need to talk to you.
Right now?
If you have my number, call me later.
Not right now. Later.
In about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. And I love to keep up on dental care. Make an appointment.
Mm-hmm.
This list is really great, guys.
Homemade heating pads with rice and fabric. That's perfect idea.
And you know
That's
what?
Easy to do.
I'm going to take Disco Stew's idea and I want to do it for every month of the year.
There you go.
Because there are so many things, guys, that just get lost in the cracks. We live in our day-to-day, fast-paced, I want it now, I want it right now world.
Yeah.
And it's easy to forget about things you're thankful for.
Right. Well, and for folks who can't sew, use an old sock. Just make sure there's no holes in it.
Yeah.
You know, use a brand new sock. That might smell a little nicer.
Here's a great idea that came from one of you guys, a subscriber, because you know those ratchet straps that you tie down straps when you're moving stuff around in trailers, and they always get tangled up and wadded and knotted together like, you know, it was Roy, I believe it was Roy, and he said put each one in a sock.
Yep.
They don't get tangled anymore.
No.
Genius.
No. Yep. No, and we haven't done that yet.
Yeah, a
Put
good.
it on your list.
Yeah, I think I want to do that.
Your winter list.
So if you guys have good suggestions for the year-long list, email me, and I'll put them in there.
Yep.
info.bigfamilyhomestead@gmail.com. So, hey, just tuned in. Hey, Dan. How's it going, Dan? So, I'm going to try and get away to get this list to you guys, but I do love the idea of it going year-round.
Yep.
And you know what? There's 28 things on the list. Honestly, if you could do 5 or 10, great.
Yeah.
If you can do 5, good. It's 5 more than you had before.
Right. Well, I think he's got this list, and there's 28 things on here. If you do 1 per day, you've taken up most of the month.
You know what? And I'll do that. I'll look at the calendar, and I'll get 1 per day.
Is it leap year this year?
Meltdown mode. Brain going, how to tabulate.
No.
I cannot count now. I've all of a sudden become an imbecile.
I don't know when the last one was. Sorry, I have to move.
Don't drop the camera.
I'm not.
It's shaking.
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 My back is hurting sitting here like this.
Oh my gracious. We've got only 8 minutes and change left,
Oh my
guys.
goodness gracious.
So, we need to talk about one more thing when we're talking about the Self-Reliant Roadshow. I want you guys to understand that, number one, we're not quitting our homestead.
Not at all.
We're not giving up our animals. We have figured out ways that there's a lot of teenagers in our area that we trust who've been living on farms their whole lives, and they would love to make a few bucks to come over to our house for 3 or 4 days
Right.
and milk and feed and milk.
Exactly.
So we're not going to be going out full time like Prepsteader Bob and his lovely bride, but we still are coming your way. We're like an infection that's just not going to leave. You can't get
It's like a bad rash.
You're not getting rid of us. No, that's not it. But anyway, but I did want to say is this.
Thank you, Chris. 2020 is a leap year.
Great. Don't rock the boat, baby. Don't rock the boat, baby. Yeah.
Oh my.
But when it comes to the Self-Reliant Roadshow, we're, Prep Center Bob and we have a relationship that is really great because I'm really good at tech. I'm really good at building community. I'm really good at getting people to rally around an idea that everybody says, yes, this idea is worth pursuing. And I'm good at getting people fired up and getting them all going in the same direction. I'm really good at that. Prep Center Bob, his gifts are all that logistic. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. Yeah. I can teach you about soil management. I can teach you how to cut through red tape. He's really good at that. So his strengths are not my strengths, and my strengths are not necessarily his strengths. Right. And so we're going to be able to work together in a really cool way, but we're both going to be doing different stuff. Yep. And I want to say that because when you guys want to know about the mechanics, the how are we going to get out on the road, how can you support us, how's that going to work, how's it going to look? Right. Are we out there just, hoping that we might make some money somehow? He's got all that stuff.
He's got it all figured out.
Go to his channel and watch the videos. He's got a lot of that stuff, and it's coming out fast. Yeah. And I don't want to steal any of his content for tonight, so I'm trying to stay away from it because he's got a lot of great stuff. Let me tell you what, guys, we have been just blown away by how many people are going, I can help, or I'd love to give $5 a month and see you guys do that. Or I'd love to give $10 or whatever. And businesses that have said, you know what? You slap my business sticker on the back there, I'll be happy to do this for you. Yep. And that enables us to work with, like we were saying, the Higher Ground Veterans Memorial. We don't have to go to them and go, well, we need money. Because we're not going to do that. No way in Hades I would do that. We respect what they've done, and we're grateful for what they do. And I want to be able to go, you know what? We support these guys. They had our backs when I didn't even know who they were. Right. And so I want to be able to spread awareness about them. And if you guys are willing to help, that's how we're going to do it. Because we can't do it all on our own.
No, we can't.
I mean, a truck battery, for crying out loud, they're over $600.
Oh, let's hope we don't have to replace
They have
those.
2 batteries on there. Fortunately,
there were 4.
Fortunately, they're all in good shape.
Yeah.
I mean, we need stuff like generators. We don't have the money to go spend, $4,000 on an on-end generator. We just don't. No. But if we all work together just a little bit, that goes a long way.
Yeah. All right, 5 minutes till Prep Center Bob is on live.
The mighty PSB.
Yep.
The mighty PSB. I'm looking at some of the comments. Okay, so here we go, guys. I'm so glad you hung with us because it was an awkward night. We started McDonald's, it didn't work. I'm looking back there, and I think Prep Center Bob is going to actually be able to do his full show with a computer.
All the folks are gone now.
Yeah, they've gone. But once again, real quick, if you're interested in a camera, it's going to be on our Big Family Homestead store tomorrow. And with that, I know that not everybody here is a believer, and you know what? You're welcome. You're welcome. We love it when you come, and we love it when you hang out. Even if you think we disagree with you, I'm glad you're here. Because I would love to be able to have open and honest discussions on any topic, as long as we're not throwing mud at each other. Right. I don't feel the need to go and say, oh, you're a this, so then you're blah, blah, blah. I got no stones to throw, people. I live in a glass house, and trust me, I've been the biggest schmuck in my life, and I'm here to tell you, I got no stones to throw.
No, we don't.
But you need to know that we are a family of faith, and it's this time of the night where we say a quick prayer, and we thank God for you. And if you want to hang out for that, please do. But if not, we hope to see you back next week.
Yep.
So, here's the message, guys. And this is going to be groundbreaking and so super heavy duty that most of you are going to probably puzzle on this all week. Come on in. Lean in. God loves you more than anything you know. It's literally that simple. God loves you more than anything you will ever know. And all the junk you think you've done that he will, no, he couldn't possibly bring me in. I've done this, I've done that. You're wrong. Those things have been paid for too. Through Jesus, he said, I want you. You are mine. I paid the price so you don't have to. Come to me. All that stuff you're doing that you think, oh, I can't. We'll work on that. Just come to me. I'm a good and great and kind Father. And I love you. The end.
Yep.
The end. Stew on that. You may not believe this, but we really, really appreciate you guys, and we love that you're here, and we're grateful. So with that, what happened to
Your what?
my list disappeared?
You set it on the floor. It's right here.
Because I was going to do this to say goodnight. Bye, guys.
Don't knock the camera!
Oh, good night, guys. You got to stop the stream, Mama. You got to stop the stream.
Renovation is locked. Hold on, stop.
Bye. Bye.